Hi everybody and welcome back to the third episode of Fusion Fossils. If you haven't, please check out the first 2 episodes so you get to know the concept of this whole project, or rather mini-series. Last time you witnessed the fusion of Anorith and Lilip, and this time we will meet the fusions of Generation 4's fossils, the skull and armor fossils Cranidos and Shieldon. For the first time I used the head of Shieldon, which looked like a gaping mouth to me. I used the pattern on Cranidos' back as wings and the horns as teeth, and yeah, that was basically it. Getting the whole shape and perspective right was kinda tricky and I didn't nail it 100%, but that's fine. The giant mouth reminds me of a Golbat or that one yokai from Yokai Watch, like the bird house thing. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna put a picture up. The part that once were the nostrils of Shieldon now act as its eyes. I think this Fakemon is cute and unsettling at the same time. You see a bat-like creature, but the anatomy is weird and kinda hard to figure out how it actually works. It has no legs, so it can't walk or hang from the ceiling, so it either flies around or lies on the ground, kinda like Stunfisk. For the colors I used the ones of Cranidos because both have such similar color schemes, with the only main difference being the blue or light brown, and the brown was better fitting for the other Fakemon fusion. And here it is, Shieldon, a pure flying type. Even though they are not the most dangerous ones, they can cause discomfort when they accidentally fly into trainers' faces. If stepped on, they will let out a loud screech and call for the rest of their swarm, which will quickly come to help them. The second fusion is mainly made of the body of Cranidos, however I reimagined the pattern on its back as a giant mouth. I then added Shieldon's claws as legs and I was done. Even though this is a simple design, it at first was one of my favorite ones. In my head I always called it land shark since the giant mouth reminded me of one. There isn't much to say about the drawing process since the fusion I worked with was already perfect the way it was. This actually made it a bit harder for me because I wanted to make my drawing as close to the original as possible. I think the main part that makes this design cute is the fact that it is basically a squished up walking banana. I really liked the blue version of the original fusion, but I used the brown of Shieldon to... well, it just made more sense for the concept I had in mind for this Fakemon, aka to be a land shark. Yeah. And here it is, Cranidon, a ground and normal type. They live in desert areas where they dive in and out of hot sand, like sharks in water. They can't see very well under the sand, so they often bump into each other, or Fakemon, or rocks. So, these are the fusions of the Gen 4 fossil Pokémon. It's always a bit challenging to not give these fusions the same body shapes as the original Pokémon, because that would kinda defeat the purpose. Even though Cranidon basically has the same body shape as Shieldon, I think the design looks different enough to work. But what do you think? Which one do you prefer? Please let me know in the comments. Please also leave a like and subscribe to the channel to not miss any future uploads. Thank you and see you in the comments.